Welcome, everyone, to Recovery Unfiltered.
My name's Nick Vantozzi.
And I'm Will Cashman. And tonight we have an awesome guest on. His name is Kmani Carr. We're going to introduce Kmani in just a moment. Tonight's topic is very much based in mental health. And the person that we are talking to tonight is actually walking from Akron, Ohio, all the way to San Diego, California. Can you imagine that?
That is crazy.
My feet hurt.
I know. My feet hurt for you, dude.
Oh, my God. So we do have Kmani Carr. We wanted to have him on video, but unfortunately, based on where he's at, he is currently at a McDonald's and the connectivity didn't work so well. So we do have Kmani on the phone with us. And the first question I've got for everyone, I'm sure that people that are listening to this, they are wondering, who is Kmani Carr?
Well, I mean, I'm just me. Like, I don't really know. I'm not no super important celebrity or nothing like that. I grew up in Akron, you know what I mean, in the hood, just like the basic stuff, like black kids raised in the hood, nothing too spectacular. Like I'm an artist. I've always been different and in my own little world and stuff. I went to Kenmore High School in Akron. I graduated in 2012. I have a 13-year-old son and I make music. I skateboard. I like photography, art, painting, abstract painting, and like surrealistic painting, and like all different type of stuff like that. So I don't know. That's pretty much me.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Well, before we talk about the walk, what would you want people to understand about your life, your personality, and the experiences that have shaped you into the person that you are today?
I would say just like God, I believe in God. I don't know about everybody else, but I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ, to be specific. And he's like guided me and got me through so much, and just leaning and trusting in him. And really also when I trust in him first, then I'm able to believe in myself. And I've had a lot of struggles and a lot of things in my life that kind of messed with my head. I've attempted suicide 4 times. Like I've been in and out of the hospital, psych ward, different stuff. And I've taken meds, I've went to therapy, like to really try to get my mind right and everything. And like some of that stuff just doesn't work for me. And I just felt like this walk is something that will definitely like strengthen me in so many different aspects of my life. And just like God is the source, and he's leading me, Jesus is leading me.
Damn.
That is awesome.
All right. So Kmani, that's some deep stuff. That's some really deep stuff. And I can honestly relate to the whole spirituality of it. And I love that you just said that. But a burning question, and I don't know if it's just me, but there's a burning question.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell made you decide to walk across the United States from Akron, Ohio to San Diego, California?
Well, back home, there's a lot going on. There's also a lot not working out for me. Like, I just felt like it's time for a major change. It's time for a shift. Like, I don't want to put people's business out there and stuff like that, but like it was really just time for me to go. And like Akron is just not it. And also, like I was saying, like the certain, I know everybody's not religious, so you got people tuning into this that may not believe in God, that may not care for Jesus or religion or whatever. So they might hear what I'm saying and be like, oh yeah, whatever. You just believe in Sky Daddy or whatever like that. But
Yeah, Sky Daddy.
Sky Daddy.
That's right.
I deal with like a lot of sin that like I felt like held me back and hindered my progress and my growth in my life. And I just felt like God will put you in uncomfortable situations or things that don't make sense to you or to other people to bring the best out of you. And I want to reach the best version of Kmani. And I feel like this will help me reach that version, like maybe not the tip-top best, but like definitely close to like getting there for sure. Like, and it may seem extreme, it may seem crazy, like why the hell would you do that? It's stupid, like it doesn't make sense. Like, where are you going to sleep? Where are you going to shower? What are you going to do? How are you funding it? Blah blah blah, all this stuff. And it's just like, this is gonna, like I said, it's gonna feel the mental strength, spiritual strength, wisdom. I'm going to be having a lot of experiences and learn how to connect with nature and learn how to survive in the wilderness. Like Jesus went into the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. I know I'm going to be on the journey way longer than that, but like, it's just, getting myself out there, in into the element and like being so dedicated to something. And like I'm also inspired by others that are doing it. Like there's this guy that skateboarded from Oakland, California, all the way to New York.
Oh my
And then I
God.
found out about this guy from Philly. He's walking from Philly to California. There's another guy walking from Florida to Seattle. There's this man. Then there's another guy walking from New York to San Francisco right now. And he
Right.
actually just left Ohio and he's in Indiana right now. Then there's a girl that's walking from Florida to Oregon right now. And they all like, I found out about them kind of later after I started my walk. But the first two that I've, found out about was the guy that skateboarded from Oakland to New York and the guy that's walking from Philly and Cali, and he's in Colorado right now. So they were like huge inspirations for me, and that they have such strong determination and faith in that will to like just do it. And people that think like, are you okay? Like, where are you headed? Why are you out here? Why are you on the side of, whatever? Why are you on the side of the road?
Right.
Is there a reason you're doing this? Like, what's the purpose? Like, I get that all the time in, in my comments and stuff. So it's like that's my reason. And of course, I'm doing it for mental health awareness and really to get closer to God. And I eventually, I want to give back to some charity that is geared towards mental health or some facilities or like something like that, or maybe churches that help with that too or something.
Okay.
I want to figure this out along the way. So that I'm sorry, might have been too long with
You're good, dude. You're totally good.
That was awesome.
We honestly, this podcast has everything to do with recovery. And I think that's a misconception that's kind of thrown into the mix where recovery is just about drugs. And from personal experience, recovery is not just about drugs. Recovery also involves mental health, grief, trauma, sexual abuse, whatever it is. We're all recovering from something. And I think this is a testament to, you said that you are where you're at right now it's not good for you. So taking a step at a time kind of relates here, except the step at a time that I'm taking, like a day at a time, you are walking across the United States a step at a time. And I don't think there's really another better way to explain a step at a time than literally a step at a time across America, which is wild.
Yeah.
That's amazing for us. Now, our listeners and both of us here, Nick and me, we want to know a few things as far as the mental health goes. And I want to know at least, why mental health awareness?
Well, for me, like I've definitely dealt with mental health issues myself. Like as I mentioned before, like I've attempted suicide 4 times. I've been in like mental health facilities like for weeks at a time, spending the night, like anger issues and stuff like that myself. Like just frustrated about my life or just not feeling like I'm worth it. Like letting people get to me, like when I was raised as a little kid, like being bullied and, talked down to and manipulated by family members, by close friends or people that I grew up with. I was also sexually assaulted and like molested when I was younger, and a lot of things really messed with my head, and I just was stuck or like just didn't really know what to do. So my mom had me in special ed classes and different stuff like that, and like taking this stuff that I had no clue would do to me. Like I don't even know where to start. Like it's just a lot. Like I don't want to say too much, but like my mom is listening to this, so I love you. Like don't be mad at me.
Mom, we love you. We promise. We don't even know you yet, but we love you. I hear you out loud, dude. And I'm telling you, what you are doing and what you just spoke about, someone that's listening can relate to that. And that's truly the value that we're trying to bring to this podcast, is that not just our experiences, but, there's real people in the world. And that's why I say we're all recovering from something. Yeah. So we're all walking a similar path. It might not, my story might not be the same as yours, but I know the struggle of, and actually I can relate to a lot of what you just said in many ways.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
definitely. Especially with the being made fun of and bullied in school. Definitely 100%.
For sure. And my side of it is, it's the bullying. I know what the bottom of a trash can tastes like at Strongsville High School, and I can still taste that. But there's also like, I'm a victim. Well, I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor of sexual assault, rape, so I can relate to all that.
Was there one specific moment that like triggered, not triggered, but
We're not looking to trigger.
we don't want the trigger, but
not the triggers today.
But the moment that you knew, like, I have to do this, like, what was that moment? And like, what were you feeling in that moment?
Really, like, just feeling stagnant and like I'm really not getting nowhere. It's just the same old stuff every day. I'm applying for jobs. I'm not hearing back from them in Akron, and I got this feeling in my gut that like you need to leave. And I was been supposed to left months and months and months ago, and I never left. I'm just standing. My son is back there. Like I'm scared. I don't want to leave him and stuff like that. But like that my inner self and God is telling him like it's time for you to make a move. You keep staying here. Mind you, I'm around people that's causing a lot of issues and problems in my life, and like just like a toxic environment and stuff. And like I keep ignoring that gut feeling, and it's like it's time to go. It's time to go. What are you waiting on? You got to do something. And
oh yeah,
as I'm watching these other people, not that I'm trying to copy off of them or whatever, but it's just motivational and inspiring. And I'm a person that loves going on hikes and walking.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
So what better opportunity? I'm gonna take that leap of faith and just go for it. Don't overthink it, just do it. And I just went for it.
So on that topic, because you said something, and I talked to you earlier this week, and you had mentioned that you had gotten some flack about, oh, you're copying other people. And I can understand why people say that. Unfortunately, some people just don't understand, and that's okay. Their day, not ours. But knowing that other people are doing this, it's not the first time that someone has done this. Like, people have walked across countries forever. I mean, that's literally how we were found. Like, hello. Somebody decided, hey, that body of water looks pretty cool. Let's cross it, and all of a sudden we discovered something. And I don't know, I think it was Florida. And yay, so it's like, this is not anything new. And given that people are giving you flack, I want to know what sets you maybe not apart from everyone else, but I want to know truly the inspiration that they gave you to do this.
Say just the fact that, like, how can I put it? Like, me being that creative and that artist, and just God telling me that like you're set apart. You're not the rest. These other guys, they doing it, to build a trade school, and someone else is doing it to, give back for charity, and another guy is just doing it just to do it, just to walk for more freedom. But what sets me apart, I believe, is like just like the mental health aspect, and that there's so many people out there, especially young men, that struggle with mental health. And I want to be able to reach them and show them that they can be strong and fight through anything, that they can do anything.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
That's some powerful stuff. That makes it deeply personal.
Oh yeah.
That's deeply personal. And I'm not saying that the other people that have done this is not deeply personal, because I mean, I'm sorry, if you are alone walking across the country, that's deeply personal to begin with. But again, it goes back to like, while I'm not any better than anyone else, I'm standing out because I'm doing something. And I think a lot of, I'm not trying to bring the world or politics into this, but I think a lot of what we have right now is we don't have a lot of people that are willing to come up with an idea and then say, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm actually going to do it. And Mel Robbins talks about this. Nick, do you know about the 5-second rule?
What, when something drops on the floor?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. When something drops on the floor. No, Mel Robbins talks about, in her TED Talk, she talks about how the brain itself has two switches. One is it runs on autopilot, and the other side is the emergency brake. And a lot of times we will come up with an idea and think it's really good, and then because it strays from the normal that we are used to, the brain automatically goes, skirt, nope, emergency brake. Absolutely not. I'm not comfortable with that. That ain't going to work. So we stop immediately what we could have done differently. Does that, I mean, can you relate with that, Kmani?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think I can relate with that
okay.
for sure.
And so that ultimately what you are doing is you are you're stopping your brain from being on autopilot. And I think that's pretty powerful stuff. I want to hear what you have to say on this, Nick.
It kind of sounds like setting boundaries because, like for anyone, just anyone in general, anyone that has to set boundaries, it's uncomfortable because it's something that, I mean, for me personally, it's things that I've never done before, especially within personal relationships, setting boundaries, things that I am sticking to and not crossing. And again, it's uncomfortable, and it's just something that it's a hard thing to do, to rewire and retrain the brain to be able to do that, because for so long did something else that was unhealthy. So now that I'm, for me, again, personally setting boundaries, it's new ways, new thinking, and new rewiring, and just, it's uncomfortable and it's new. And like, I want to do this really bad, but I know that I shouldn't. And I'm actually sticking to like, no, I shouldn't, because of those boundaries.
Yeah, for real. A boundary is incredibly hard to set because we are so used to not maybe
having any
for that matter. Oh my God, I can relate to that. So Kmani, I got to know, what does a typical day on the road look like for you?
But like most days, I'm literally setting up a tent somewhere. So like I'm walking like in between, I would say 10 to 20 miles a day. And then once I get to my point where I'm like tired, I'm like, I'm feeling done, I'll just literally like on the side of the bike trail or somewhere off, kind of like in the cut in the woods somewhere.
Wow.
Kind of where there's an opening, set up my tent and whatever. And I have this taken mosquito and mite spray that I spray all around the tent.
That's right. Ain't no bugs on me.
There's one for clothing and gear, and then there's one for my skin and stuff. So
Yeah,
I do that, and then I have a pretty good night's sleep. Sometimes I might hear like something out there crawling around, but like I'm hearing the sounds of nature, and it's just I'm connecting with it, and it's beautiful.
I
And
love
it's like,
that.
That is so awesome.
That's pretty much it for me. Like I walk there, I start off my day, I get up and freshen up and stuff like that. And I just hit the road, hit the bike trail. And sometimes I'm on roads as well. And I usually like stay on the shoulder.
Yeah.
So like that's going like against traffic or, sometimes the other way. I just follow where the GPS takes me pretty much. And, if I ever get lost, I pretty much just, hey, I rely on God and he gets me through where I'm going. It's been going good so far.
That's awesome, dude.
Very, very cool.
How do you even prepare for a walk like this?
Well, some people would say, you need to be running track, you need to be, working out a lot and, doing stuff to prepare your body. I like literally wasn't ready, but I feel like I'm a pretty fit person already because I'm physical and I do physical labor, physical work and stuff. Like I'm doing landscaping and, fencing and different stuff like that. And like I'm used to lifting heavy things and just walking and skateboarding and doing stuff like that. So like I'm already kind of fit anyway. But I wasn't really, I say, prepared physically. Like I don't know the best tip top shape, but we made it this far so far, over 150 miles. You know what I mean? Like that I've walked. So it's like I'm built for this.
You just kind of got right up on the road and just started. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, first step of 1,000 miles starts with literally the first step.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's awesome. What have you learned so far about yourself on this walk? Like what are a couple of things that you have taken away so far that you've learned?
Courageous, strength, and a lot of like strength. Like there's a lot of courage and strength about me. And I just have that willpower and that like just determination, not the average person, not trying to put anybody down or anything like that. But I feel like that's what makes me set apart as well. I'm just a strong minded and just a determined person. When I know I want to do something, I'm going to do it and nothing is going to stop me. My mind is set on this and it just takes that faith and belief in yourself to be able to do something as crazy as I'm doing. I just feel like you have to have that gift,
That's right.
and strength to be able to do it.
Yeah,
It's really
dude.
all in the mind too. The the mental strength and the belief is the most, in the heart too, to do it. It's the most, important thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Well, it kind of already seems like this path is already working for you from what it sounds like, from what you said, like where you came from and all that and where you are now, and just you being able to sit in nature and just like be cool and like enjoy it, instead of just being angry at everything. You know what I mean? Like that's a really cool place to be.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, Kmani, I want to go back to the people that have given you flack or some shit for this. And if you're listening to this and you gave Kmani shit for this, personal opinion here, this is not
Unfiltered.
Yeah, we're unfiltered here, but if you are giving someone shit for walking across the country, I encourage you, put on your fucking shoes and go walk across the country, Forrest Gump, because it sounds like you need to. You need a break.
Yeah.
Because right now, I think I said it right at the beginning of this, like, my feet hurt. Okay? I stand in front of a group for 3 hours telling them how to stay off of drugs and all those things, and my feet hurt. So you are inspiring the absolute shit out of me, dude.
Yes.
This is incredible stuff.
Me too.
man, I inspire you.
So I want to know, has there been a moment at all where you have thought, maybe this is not right? Maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, actually, I was like day 5 or day 4 or something like that, I believe. And when it was really hot that day, and I was walking and I got really frustrated because the DTS was taking me the wrong way, and I'm supposed to be avoiding highways, and literally it got me back on the highway, and like I kind of was just going and going, and it just got too hot, and then I just like sat down for a minute, like I had to take a break. Then somebody called the police on me.
Oh, wow.
They pulled up to me, and then they was asking me if I was okay, and I just don't know, like, if I should be doing. It's like I don't even know if I should be here. I don't even know if life is worth living. Like I had like a meltdown.
Yeah.
Like, and they end up like getting my card and taking it all to the hospital, and I was in the hospital.
That's right. Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt you. That I did see that post that day. Yeah. Okay.
And, like they were saying that like I was at risk of damaging my kidneys and my muscles. So the doctor recommended that I should stop the walk and like try it at a later time or something like that. And I wasn't trying to hear that. Like I was like, I'm not quitting. Like I got the support. I got people backing me, people depending on me. Like stuff is already not, well, you're basically telling me to just give up and quit and go back home. And I'm not doing that. So like, I was like, fuck the doctor was saying. God gave me the strength and the ability to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm not quitting. And look how far I've got now. Like I just know that I have to pace myself and be smarter with like how I start my days and how many miles I'm walking, and like just planning it out more, just better. Literally almost gave up, and I just knew deep down inside, oh, I can't give up. So I just, I'm still going. I'm almost out of Ohio now. I'm almost to Indiana.
Hell yeah, dude. I got a question about the police that you encountered. And this is something that, and we're the Unfiltered podcast here, and we talk about stuff that doesn't get really talked about a lot. And one of the things that has become prevalent in the United States is how police approach people that suffer from mental health issues. So when the police approached you and they understood what you were doing, and then you told them and you started to have your meltdown, how did they react to that?
They were really, surprisingly, they were really like gentle and patient and understanding, and they called the ambulance for me, and the ambulance were also patient and caring and concerned, and
I love that.
Sometimes will kill them or even just because they feel like they're a threat or something, or abuse them or whatever, or like not know how to handle them. And like, this is a very serious thing. So I'm glad that was, thank the Lord for that. They approached me with care and love. That's what I got from that.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm glad you had that experience and not the other way around.
Yeah, for real. And you're not kidding. We see things about this in the news where, not every police force, not every police division is trained on how to approach someone. And there is a specific way depending on what that person is suffering from, but we can't always tell just from an initial contact. So there is standardized training where it's person first. For someone that is just standing there, and we've seen this in the news where someone's just standing there having a crisis moment and they are deemed as an attack. And we're trying to change that, which I'm glad to see that there's more training involved in this, but there are still some areas that have not caught on board yet. So I'm really happy to hear that went well. That makes me happy. Wait, what do you remember what city you were in so we can shout out the police department there?
Let me wait. I don't look on my phone. I don't want to interrupt.
You're good. I look on your phone. I really want to. I want to shout out to this police department.
I see here.
We definitely want to shout out because that's important. And this is what we're talking about. For those of us that are listening, we're talking about mental health awareness. This is why Kmani is walking across the United States. The more awareness we have, the more training we get on how to approach situations like this, especially when it comes to our boys in blue. Like, how are we doing this? Are we doing this effectively? Is it safe? So I definitely want to shout out to this police department. All right, Bucyrus Police Department, Recovery Unfiltered with Nick and Will. Huge thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Massive thank you for keeping our boys safe. That's outstanding. If you happen to find a name at some point in the future or get to know who it was, let us know because that's some cool stuff, dude. Way to go, Bucyrus Police Department. Bucyrus, Ohio. That's right. Right on. Nick, I know you've got a couple of other questions too.
I do. Kmani, so while being on your walk, I mean, what kind of conversations have you had with people along the way? I mean, not police station, not just police people.
No, people that I've encountered, like, and have conversations with, they're really more so, I guess you would say, on the religious side. Like, they pray for me and they just like, God bless you. What made you want to do this journey? And just like, we just have meaningful conversations about whatever city I'm at, where they grew up, and like how the things are around there. And I tell them where I'm from and where I'm going, and then they pray over me and they look out for me. And
wow,
they're just like, the people that I've encountered, they're welcoming, they're loving, and they care. You know what I mean? Like, and some of it is just short and sweet, and they just say like, God bless you, man. Good luck on your journeys, and I'll be following along and stuff. Like, it's just, it's a blessing.
Has anyone opened up to you about their own mental health struggles?
Not yet.
Not yet. And dude, I love that you said yet. That's awesome.
Yes.
It's going to happen. You know it.
Yeah, I believe so. Definitely.
That's awesome, dude. Is there any interaction that has stuck with you?
Let's see. Oh, yeah. I would say in, what's that? Sunbury, Ohio.
Okay.
This guy, he said that he was like being tested or something for dementia at the hospital. I can't. His name is slipping my mind right now, but it's literally on my page.
Okay.
I think it was Steve. I want to say.
Way to go, Steve.
And
Thank you, Steve.
he was like praying for me, and we just had a conversation about the type of work that he does. He was talking about his kids and different stuff, and then he like gave me some snacks and some waters and different stuff like that, and like he was just really, just like heartfelt, and like he was really encouraging me. And then this guy that I just met now at the McDonald's, he brought me this T-shirt, like stomped him out, and it has literally like Lantern Fly Killing Club Summer Blood 2026, and it's like it has my name on the front of it, and it has like Ohio, the CA, like feral order. It's like really that just blew my mind. Like, and he drove 40 minutes.
What?
Like, over an hour to come bring me supplies and like some Gatorade and some snacks and this T-shirt for free. Like, and he literally printed this out before he came here, like with my name on it. So today was like a really special day, man. Like, God is so good.
I love that, dude.
That is so cool. That is so awesome.
So, Kmani, your walk is creating opportunities, honestly, for different conversations that may not have happened otherwise. And I hope you're seeing that, which kind of brings us to the larger purpose behind what your journey is. So, and it's honestly, how do we understand and like discuss mental health? So, And Nick, I'm sorry, because I interrupted you.
You're
didn't I?
okay.
Yeah, I did.
You're
I
okay.
interrupted you hardcore. You had questions, and I am so sorry.
You're okay.
Okay, so ask a damn question.
By the way,
Nathan?
the guy with the clothing brand.
Hell yeah. Way to
Okay.
go, Nathan.
Yeah. Awesome, Nathan.
That's awesome.
All right, so Kmani, so what do you think people misunderstand about mental health?
Like, like some people's minds are like really just like wired different from the average person. Like some people are, neurotypical and some people are neurodivergent, and I am neurodivergent. So it's like, I don't have a normal brain. Like I don't process things the way that everybody does. So it's just like, they think that, oh, you're just weak. You're a bitch. You're a pussy. You just like be strong and like just get up and just do this or do that, and like I don't believe in that crap. Like it's not real, man, or whatever. Like you just making excuses or whatever like that, and then like they just put that out there and like, oh, it's just that's just made up. Like that's a label or whatever. Like, and if you're not the actual person like going through it or whatever, like you wouldn't understand. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely real. So
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like people need to research and like just have a little more like love and compassion.
That's right. Louder for the people in the back. Okay. So I really want to talk about that. There is a stigma, not just behind addiction. There's a stigma behind mental health where, and I truly, I understand because I'm in this field. I understand where it comes from, but to tell somebody that they are not strong enough or just man up pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
And it hurts to my core because I also I suffer from mental health issues. I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder, and there are things that I cannot explain. I don't understand sometimes why one day I am a happy-go-lucky person, everything going on in the world, everything's fine, and the following day I will wake up and say to myself, I am nothing, I hate this, everything sucks, no matter what's around me.
With the same birthday, Dan.
Yeah, and the first thing, and I'll tell you, and I've heard this personally, it's, Will, look at everything you have around you. How could you feel like that? And I understand where they're coming from, but when we don't understand mental health, we have nothing. I can see where people come from when they say like, oh, but you have everything around you. Yes, I'm aware I have everything around me. I'm aware, but I don't know why my brain says you have nothing. You have nothing. And this is why this field is so important to me, is because there are other questions. There are other ways to approach that. Can you relate to that, Nick?
So I actually was going to chime in on this. So,
yeah.
So not this specifically, but I can relate to another part of what you talked about just not being good enough or basically not being smart enough. I mean, I've had ADHD since I was little. I mean, I still take medicine still to this day, and I'll be 40 this year, but like, I've always just kind of felt like I wasn't smart enough to do this, or like how you said your brain is wired differently. Like, I've actually had to have that conversation with exes and be like, I don't think things like normal people do. I feel like I take on situations in a different mindset and in a different way, and I approach them a different way to a point where it's pissed people off, to be honest. And and they're just like, why would you do that? I'm like, well, because that's what I thought was right. And they're like, no, you freaking idiot. Like, why would, and it's like, and then it just keeps beating down on that personal, I don't know, ego. What's the word I'm looking for? Just personal.
It's the inner critic sometimes.
Yeah. It just feeds that inner critic even more to be like, yeah, you aren't that smart and you aren't good enough for this. And it affects people and I don't think the other people that are saying that know that.
We have to approach mental health with the same empathy that we approach a diabetic. We have to approach it the exact same way that we would approach somebody that is struggling with grief or struggling with addiction. It's not a one size fits all approach. I will say that because I've seen that in the work that I do. We can't do the same thing with everyone, but there is a standard of empathy, which is, hey, you know what? I hear you, and I'm sorry you're struggling with that today. And it can be as that simple as I see you, and I'm sorry you are dealing with that today.
Yeah.
And it's okay. We're going to get through this together. Stop walking behind me. Walk beside me, because I want to help you get through your day. And so what if your happy is not the happy that I perceive your happy should be? Your happy is where you're at right now. And that's the channel of meet people where they're at. Period. So I'm so glad you brought that up, Kmani, because I struggle with that all the time. And people suck. People suck. We don't have to. And I think that's a lot of, from the outside looking in, Kmani, this is what you're doing, is shedding light on the fact that we don't have to suck. We do not have to be unsupportive. We can have our opinions. We can do whatever we want, because we are in it, whatever. We have free will to do what we want. But to tear someone else down because they are struggling, or because they're not doing something the way that I want them to do it. I used to be that person. I used to tear people down like that. But when I finally looked at, like, holy shit, like, I struggle with this. Who am I to judge what someone else is doing just because it doesn't fit into my little dialectical world? I have to be accepting. And I think you're bringing a very powerful voice to that by doing what you're doing. And
Absolutely.
that's huge, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So a couple of things, because we're reaching that 45-minute mark. I want to touch on your mental health. How are you protecting or supporting your own mental health during this walk?
For me personally, it's, prayer and reading the Bible and me being in the elements and actually physical exercise every day, walking, in between 10 to 20 miles. My mind is set on that. And the music is in, I'm going, I'm walking, my legs are burning, my feet are hurting, and I got to push through the pain, and it's teaching me to literally, like, go through it and to not give up and to not quit. And
Ooh, yeah.
that's what's helping me. I'm not taking any meds or anything like that. I would like to get back into therapy,
Okay.
but I just feel like this is my therapy right now.
Yeah. No, I can dig that. It's one big, massive coping skill.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's a healthy way to cope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, while walking, I mean, how has this walk changed how you understand your own mental health?
Just it literally, like, helps me to know that, like, I can overcome so much, like, just by literally, like, doing it, like, and not making excuses, not overthinking stuff, like, because I have a huge problem with overthinking. Just instead of overthinking, just do it.
Right.
Set your mind to whatever you're concerned about, whatever, or even not even that, just small daily problems, anything, like, just come up with a solution and do it. Like, don't overthink it. Like, that's what I'm learning.
I like that. I like that a lot. There's something I tell my groups, and if you're listening and you know the 12-step stuff, there's step 1 says we admit that there's a problem, and we also admit that is making our life just a shit wreck at the same time. And we can apply that to mental health as well, where it's, okay, how long have I struggled with this mental health, and what has it done to my life? And then the second step says that we start believing in something outside of ourselves that could possibly help us out. And a lot of times that looks like a therapist. And the therapist could potentially be that power greater than me, because I haven't been able to do it by myself. So what if I went to a therapist and started talking to them, and they could help, steer me towards coping skills, or being able to write a journal that helps me, get rid of the overthinking, whatever it is, or at least be able to process that overthinking. I don't think overthinking ever goes away.
No.
But to be able to actually, like, process it and handle it, so
Yeah.
I'm not going into a rabbit hole, that becomes a power greater than me. And then that third step is all about just saying, okay, let me see if it'll help. If I continue to let it guide me, someone else can help me out. Boom. And that has helped me ever since. Something I want to know, Kmani, when you get to San Diego, what's your plan?
When I get to San Diego, my plan is literally, like, finding, different resources that are going to help me along the way. to be able to, get the housing and, maybe like some type of internship for painting and landscaping. Like just, figuring it out. You know what I mean? Like I don't really have like per se, like a set out plan like right now, but like I figured along this journey that I'm on, by the time I get there, that's gonna be that problem. I'm like,
Yeah.
when I get there, like I just gotta like really trying to work on like living in the moment, because one issue that I also have is being too caught up in the future and worried about what's happening, what's gonna happen later on down the road, and just learn how to be in the present moment and just I worry about, right now I'm in Ohio. My next step is Indiana, so I'm gonna worry about San Diego when I get there. But
Okay.
there are gonna be opportunities for me waiting out there. So like I'm gonna figure it out, and I know like God is gonna be guiding me every step of the way. So I'll be okay.
I love that.
Well, you got the time to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got some time. However, if you are listening to this and you are in San Diego or you know someone that's in San Diego, give Kmani a leg up when he gets there. But if you are in San Diego or you know someone that's in San Diego, email us. It's the Recovery Unfiltered podcast at gmail.com. So if you've got some resources for Kmani, let us know so we can reach out and get him connected when he gets into San Diego or anywhere along his journey. Which, speaking of that journey, Kmani, what kind of support do you need from people right now?
Just like camping supplies, donations. I mean, I'm begging for money, or I'm not going across the country begging for money or anything like that. But like, if people can donate, whether Venmo, Cash App, GoFundMe, I have all those links and everything like that. Or if you are in a city that I'm coming to and you can pull up on me personally to like give me campus supplies or use funds to help me along the way, with stuff that I may need, that would be greatly appreciated. Some drops too, so people can reach out to us. And
Love
and Nathan here said that he'll be organizing drops too, like
Okay.
on the way for my journey to be able to like get supplies and things that I need. So like,
Love-
thankful for him too. So that's already off to a good start.
Yeah.
That's
And
so cool.
Kmani, if you can get Nathan in touch with me, you already have my phone number. And I just gave everybody that email. But yeah, have him get in touch with me. Maybe we can work together on that and see if we can get a little bit of some foundation on that. And then you also mentioned your GoFundMe, and we're going to make sure we put that in the links. And in the weeks coming here, I'm going to make sure I keep sharing that. But if you are listening, head over to that GoFundMe. We'll have that posted in the comments or in the links, depending on where this is posted. If it's on Spotify, it'll definitely be in the description. For Facebook, same thing, and same with Apple Podcasts. Kmani, you're also on Instagram, right?
Yes.
All right. So it's Instagram. Here we go, guys. At Kmani Carr, KManiCarr. And you can support his journey of hope through his GoFundMe page as well. Again, that link will be posted. Got another last little question here. Where can listeners follow your progress and receive all your updates?
Yeah, Instagram and also YouTube. So
Okay.
the YouTube is Kmani Ashanti. That's the YouTube.
Okay.
Instagram Kmani Carr and YouTube Kmani Ashanti.
Okay, sweet deal. I will make
Cool.
sure that those links are posted. And then if you do happen to end up on Facebook, let me know, because I want to make sure I tag you in what I can so we can get that following behind you. So last question for you, Kmani. When people remember your walk from Akron to San Diego, what is the single message that you hope that they end up carrying with them?
You can overcome anything by literally belief in yourself, faith and confidence, the power just like that you have to, it doesn't have to be walking across the country. It could be for a degree that you're going to college for, or music, or anything that you do. That belief and that willpower and just like determination to just go like and do it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. You know what I mean? That might sound kind of corny. I don't know, like Nike. Just
No, that is not corny.
Not
Put that
at
shit
all.
on a billboard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Put a t-shirt. I'll wear it.
Put it on a t-shirt. Nathan, put it on a t-shirt. That's right. I love that. Oh, man. Kmani, honestly, thank you so much for being so open with us.
Thank you.
The message is so clear. We can do literally whatever we put our minds to, but sometimes our minds have hiccups, and ultimately we can still do what our minds are telling us to do, and what we feel inside is our purpose. And that's been a big part of my journey, is finding that purpose and battling the mental health at the same time, and finally understanding that regardless of where I'm at in my mental health, I'm still going to get shit done.
And I can totally relate to what you said at the beginning of the episode when you said you just kind of felt stagnant, you know? I too am also in a place where I just kind of feel kind of stuck. I tried something, it didn't work out, and now I'm just kind of revamping everything. And I'm not taking a walk across country like you are, but, but
Right.
I am, finding that path, with the grace of the support around me, and that's what you got too going on your path. So I commend you for that, dude. Like, seriously, that is awesome.
Yeah, if you need shoes, I need to let me know where you're going to be at. I'm going to make sure I get some shoes out to you. We'll figure that shit out. And then Colors Across the Sky, A Journey of Hope is going to make sure that they make a donation for you into your GoFundMe. So that'll be there sometime this week for you. And if you are listening, please follow Kmani on Instagram at Kmani Carr. Share his story. Please share his story. Share this. If you are listening, share this episode. Tell people about it. And please consider supporting his walk through the GoFundMe link. To everyone that's listening, remember that struggling with your mental health does not mean that you have to struggle alone. Ever. We do not have to do this alone. There is so much support out there. You are not alone in this. Reach out to someone that you trust. Connect with professional support. Take the next step that's in front of you. The only step, and I've told my guys this in groups and the women, the only step that I have ever had to worry about after I finally figured out that I could do this was that first step. It's that first step that says, I don't know if I can do this, and then the next one follows. That's involuntary.
Yep.
That's where it's at. So, Kmani, again, thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes, thank you.
This has been Recovery Unfiltered
with Nick Fantozzi
and Will Cashman. Follow the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and social media. You'll find us on Facebook, Colors Across the Sky, A Journey of Hope. That's who presents this podcast. And you can also find the Facebook page, Recovery with Nick and Will, on Facebook. Have an awesome evening, everybody. I love you very much. So does Nick.
I love you.
Put a smile on your face, and we will see you next week. We're still working on the video, but have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining.